What it is, what it do, YouTube? Is your boy Tad Gator back again. And this time I had to show my face for this because boy, oh boy, man. My feed has been popping up with videos about this Ayesha Curry chick, and I was like, what is this I'm seeing? So I decided to put my own hat in the ring and get my own perspective on what's been going on. And forgive me if I look over here for a bit. I have some notes. I want to make sure I hit all these points for this video. So, but the first thing I want to say is to Ayesha, that's a good job. You wanted all this attention. Well, you got the attention you wanted, and you showed your behind to everybody around the whole world, and they all know how ungrateful you look. Now, normally I wouldn't do this kind of stuff, but this really, really got my attention. And I have to say, girl, you're living the life of a Riley. I mean, you're living the life that so many women would kill. So many women would kill to be in the position you're in. And what do? You say it's not enough. You say it's not enough. You just want a little bit more. You want just a little bit more attention, despite the fact that you're with a multi-millionaire man. You don't have to work the rest of your life. You have 3 beautiful kids. All you have to do is be supportive of your husband, take care of those kids. But you come out on national TV and embarrass this man. What are you thinking now? Now Steph Curry is going to be clowned. This man is going to be clowned by his teammates and his opposition during the playoffs. You have all these guys saying like, oh man, Steph, I'll give that wife that attention that you couldn't give her, man. All these guys will be saying, oh, I'm going to do her better than you ever did, Steph. Trying to get into his head, mess up his game. Now I say, if Steph Curry can get through all the bullcrap he's going to be going through and still come on top during the playoffs, my hat goes off to him. Steph is a cut above the rest of these people. But back to Ayesha. This woman had it all and she still wasn't satisfied. But then after I started looking into this a little bit more, it got me thinking about why is that the case? But thinking about it now, it makes perfect sense. She is jealous of all the attention that Steph is getting. She is jealous of the fact that Steph is at peak success, basically. He has the attention of everybody all over the world. He's on his purpose. He has a spotlight on him. He's making millions of dollars. Not to mention, he's getting all of this sexual attention as well, with all these women from all over the country throwing themselves at him, like wanting to have sex with this man just to say they had a chance to get a piece of Steph Curry. And you have this woman who is married to Steph Curry and saying that's not enough. But you know what? But you want to know why? It's because she still views herself as better than Steph Curry, because when she was younger and they both went to high school together, she thought herself better than Steph because Steph chased her. But then when Steph started to take off in his career and become Steph Curry instead of little Steph from high school, she said, you know what, I'll marry him because he's going to be something and I could have access to his money. But then she started seeing that the little Steph she knew that was less popular than her became Steph Curry, the phenom, the silky shot, 3-point making multi-millionaire man. And when you're used to being the center of attention, to then be overshadowed by somebody you think is less than you, that doesn't sit well with your ego. And now we're starting to see that firsthand. And I want to say shout out to Kevin Samuels, because he's the one who pointed this out first. And then it got me thinking, because this right here, that bruising of her ego, that jealousy, is what is the foundation of this entire thing. I honestly think that's the foundation of hypergamy in general. Because if you think you're better than somebody else and you don't feel fulfilled with who you are as a person, because she doesn't feel fulfilled with who she is right now. She doesn't feel fulfilled with being Steph Curry's wife. She doesn't feel fulfilled with being the mother of Steph Curry's children, despite the fact of everything that she has. She's not. She still doesn't feel fulfilled because what she wanted was to have the spotlight on her. She wanted to be successful in her own right and have all these other people looking up to her, validating her because she's so great. But because she's not being validated by her own self, by her own talents and gifts and merit, she's only being validated by the fact that she's Steph Curry's wife, and she's being validated by the fact that she's a good wife because she said that, oh, women are supposed to be traditional, only show your sexual side to your husband and not to just random people. And she's been attacked for that in the past. I mean, that flew for a little bit before, and like a couple years ago when she was complaining about guys checking her out when she was getting her car washed on old tweets she had back in like 2011. Like, that was fine, but over time when she realized that that kind of thing was going away, the older she got, the more kids she had, and the fact that Steph's popularity just grew, she was never going to get that kind of validation for herself ever again. And now it's starting to sink in. That's why she's speaking out about this now. And now she lacks validation from inside herself, she has to look for it outside of herself. And since she's with somebody that she deems lower than her, she wants to feel ultimately validated by somebody higher than her. That's why she's saying she wants this male attention. She wants male attention from males she deems above her. And I know my boy Steph is cold made a mention about this because he said that she wasn't sexually attracted to Steph Curry and she wanted to be domed out by an alpha. Now I agree with him because and the way I see it is that the term alpha in this case represents somebody she seems as above her, somebody that she respects. And a woman will never fully submit to somebody that she doesn't respect. In fact, anybody will never submit to somebody they don't respect, point blank, period. And Ayesha, for her to do what she did on national TV, to talk about Steph the way she did, and to say that she wants attention when ultimately she should be satisfied with the attention of her multimillionaire successful husband, just goes to show that she doesn't respect him. Now, I think it's a little crazy to me when people are saying that, oh, well, Steph wasn't running his dom game right. Steph should be in control of his woman. And I'm saying that Steph Curry is doing a whole host of things. I mean, my man Steph Curry he's helping to raise kids. He's working out at the gym. He's working out on the court, perfecting his shot. He's talking with his teammates. He's talking with his coaches. He's analyzing the competition so he can know how to work with his teammates, overtake the competition. Not to mention, he has to keep a cool head under all this pressure to make sure he wins all these playoff games to win the NBA championship. And now, on top of all these things, he has to be able to come back home and make sure his wife doesn't act a fool. I mean, Steph Curry has to be darn near Superman at this point just to please this woman. But it's only because Ayesha Curry put her own hubris, her own ego, above the honor of her husband and the infrastructure of their relationship. She has made a mockery of herself, Steph Curry himself, and their own family by her stepping out the way she did and tarnishing Steph Curry's reputation. Now, we all can only hope that Steph Curry does something after the fact, because what he does after this is going to impact the way his relationship with Ayesha is going to be. Now we can only hope he puts her on ice, and puts her on ice so cold that her body temperature reads absolute zero. But we don't know. All we could do is only hope and say what we would do in this position. Now, of course, all this is only my opinion and my speculation, but this is just based on everything that I've observed and everything that I know. But man, people are wild, man. People are wild. This whole thing is just a shame, really. I mean, just to see how, and honestly, I could see how this could be applicable to most modern women today, but I want to just stick on this case too with Ayesha. Just to see how she allowed her lack of fulfillment and her hubris to then lead her to seek external validation to the point where she puts herself above her husband, and to look for people outside of her husband to make her feel better about herself. That's where a relationship like that is heading for failure. And Ayesha Curry needs a humbling in the worst way. The only way that this relationship between her and Steph Curry is going to be rectified at this point is if either the media humbles her, or Steph Curry himself will have to humble her to the point where she is grateful to be in the position she's in right now as the wife of an extremely successful NBA player and as a mother of the 3 children they now have. Because until that happens, it's only going to get worse from here. But man, that's all I got to say now, man. All this stuff is crazy, but thank you for tuning in, listening to what I have to say. Be sure to like the video, comment your thoughts below, tell me what you think, and subscribe for future videos, man. Stay hustling, y'all, and hells yeah.